Akisati garemua, umeba, adamjanები დაწნარდებით ავისთავოთ. თორე ქართველ ადამიანს საფიქროს არ გამოვლობს არის.
Many years ago, Russia wants Georgia without Georgians. And each Georgia have this statement in the mind, you know. So I think some of them who are here now, they have the same dreams.
I can say I felt really comfortable in Russia because I took part in all this protests and so on. This thing since I was 18, and of course I know that everything is so bad and so on. But when you're living it and you live your little life with you go on the parties. And so on, you really get used to it, and it started to be so scary, and it's really comfortable to live in a big city where is everything you need and whenever you want. And when the Russia attacked Ukraine, I understood that it's like the end. And the second time I understood it when I was on the street, and I thought that there will be like a bunch of people and everyone will be like against it. And I saw that they just don't get a fuck about it. They're sitting like in cafes and restaurants, not like everyone, but a lot of people. And it was a big push for me. Because I understood that I can't feel safe among these people, and I can't feel like I don't feel like I'm a part of this community. And the Moscow that was really beautiful for me, like in one day it became really scary for me, and yes, everything changed like in a minute.
Russians, in general, they lost dignity. How I think about the Russians and Georgians' friendship in the future, I think it needs years, maybe centuries.
Bigger neighbor will always swallow its smaller one, okay? What Russia did was exactly that they somehow they put this seed of disintegration into Georgia. And what we've seen so far living with Russia, we didn't had any cultural benefits because it's inevitable that this migration will continue. We have to somehow find the ways to use it in our favor. And with the closed doors, we will become like Russians became in the Soviet era with Iron Curtain.
Как же падает листва в садах, и куда-то все спешат такси, только пусто на земле одной без тебя, а ты летишь, и тебе дарят звезды.
You're a person, right? You bring your language, you bring your culture. It's part of you. You can't get rid of it by leaving Russia, right? So I think the fact that we get used to Russians living next to us, we get used to speaking Russian way more and more and more. Like even now, in Tbilisi, you would never hear Russian. Now you go out on the street, that's all you hear.
Just to be completely honest, like Tbilisian people would have a different say, I guess. But from someone who also migrated in Tbilisi and was not from here, I was never like that familiar with Tbilisi to think like, oh, Tbilisi was taken away from me. Technically, it's getting harder and harder for us to survive because so much demand on this from this city and the prices and everything that is fit to the Russian income. This is not Georgian thing, come on. Like, if not living with family, for example, or or having your own home, it's difficult to have a quality life in here. And this quality life was the one what is taken. Actually, I should say something quite unpopular now. I have a new Russian friend, and somehow I had this feeling that, okay, I'm going to meet someone whose nation traumatized me and my friends, and whose community makes hard to live in this city, and who stole so much from me. And he started to speak, and actually I felt like I could not allow myself to bring up my traumas because he was way more traumatized than me. It didn't stop my anger to the Russian community who lives in Tbilisi and is not trying at all to integrate and to sacrifice to this community who sacrificed a lot for them. There's no kind of fair exchange between them and us. But with that particular person, and I'm sure if I sit and speak with them individually, there will be a lot of common threads. And at some point, this is the post-Soviet leftovers, right? It's like, it's impossible to avoid that. It's part of our mentality, as much as Russians. And it was way harder to listen to him, so.
And he was Russian?
He was Russian. And we're still in contact. I'm really amazed by him, but it doesn't really change the final picture.
Опустела без тебя